y que no pare, que con mi gente ando de pare. Hoy día no nos frena nadie.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
What's up, guys? Yes, I'm back after a 3-month hiatus, but what can I say? Holidays are stressful. So, I have been spending a lot of my free time playing through Road to the Show on MLB 20, preparing for the upcoming title, which was recently announced. I found some really cool tips and tricks that may help better your experience. These tips will be updated over the course of the next couple months, as well as any added features that the game has to offer. We'll also go over my wish list for the game and the upcoming series that I plan on following that. I am your host, and welcome to the Sky Zone. How to get called up takes time, understanding of the game, and management. I've watched countless videos on this, and many have not given me the information that I needed to be successful in Road to the Show. So all these tips I use are my own methods, as well as the same methods I'll be using in MLB 21, slightly due to the changes and updates that they make to that game. But first, before we get involved in any content or any tips that I'd be able to proceed to this video, make sure you hit that bell up top to get all notifications of any videos that are released on the channel. Hit that subscribe button, and let's aim for this video for 25 likes. Guys, support on this channel is all that I'm asking. It helps me out a lot. It helps keep the videos out of YouTube's algorithm. So let's proceed to the video. So, first things first, tip number 1 on how to get called up and how to be a starting rookie. Okay. As far as being called up, the first thing that you guys need to do, this is what I do each and every time that I create a new player. Obviously by now I already kind of know, but I'll be doing the exact same thing going into MLB 21. But I'm a catcher, so I normally go to my starting catchers. For me, Tom Murphy's going to be the exact starting catcher for next season, clearly. So I don't have to really do much. But if you already know who your starting position is, who's over you in a sense on whatever team you go to, then this makes this whole transaction a whole lot easier. So once you figure out who's the starter on your team, look at their overall rating compared to yours. You will normally start out around 57, 53, depending on how you build your building at start. But if you want to make sure your starter has a really low overall rating, so meaning you don't want to go to a team that's competing for the World Series at the start. I'm not saying you don't want to get traded to them, but at the start you do not want to go to a team that really don't need anything in this competing for a title, because you won't see any game time if you're called up. But choose a low rated team who has a position, who's needing a position that you're playing. They needed a better catcher, so I went to Seattle. So that's number 1. Okay, after you get to Seattle, what's next? After you get to your team, what's next? You know what I mean? So after you select a team, after you figure out who's the lowest overall rating starter on your team, and you select your position, after you do all that, here comes step 2. Now step 2, I'm going to show you what I mean so you know that I do these methods myself. Step 2, you want to proceed in playing an entire season and a half in minor league. You can do a full season if you have enough stats, but it took me a season and a half to get to 81, or at least 79. 81 came over time, but I got to 79 through this. So from AA and AAA, I averaged really good at bat. I averaged really good stats, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the reason why you want to do AA and AAA before being called up, meaning you want to decline having an agent until after your first season. When your coach asks, do you want to go with him? Be like, nah, coach, I'm sticking with you for right now. You wanted to decline, and the reason for it is because if you dominate the league early on, and then they call saying, hey, you want to get this agent going on, within a week and a half, right after, like a week before All-Star break, you'll be called up to the MLB. If you're dominating the way you're supposed to be, you'll get the call up. But the issue of being called up that early is that you get called up at overall 62, 63. You don't have no development within the season. So you get called up, and then you get, less than 30 innings played, 1 or 2 games fully. That's not going to get you the stats you're needing, so you're going to be riding someone's coattail or shadow for the next 4 to 5 years. And how this is that you won't be able to make an effective trade, because within your first 6 seasons, until you become a free agent, you won't be able to get out of your appreciation. If I said that properly, if not, I apologize. But you won't be able to get out of your contract until 6 years. You know what I mean? Even your agent, when asking to be traded from the team that you're currently with, he will say sometimes it's going to be hard. You still have this remaining time with the Marlins or the whatever, or the Marines or whatever. It doesn't matter. You still have this amount of time. That's what the agent will tell you. So you want to make sure before you getting called up and you're not stuck playing backup and having to be forced to play a different position. Trust and believe, I've had this happen quite a few times in different playthroughs where I had to play a closer because I went to an all-star team. But before you want to do this, so you won't waste any time and you don't waste countless seasons riding someone's shadow, I suggest you playing out one full season of minor league baseball to increase your stats. So by the time you get called up, you can actually make enough impact to take the starting position your first season. For me, I was able to do so by leading in every category, mostly. Like, you think about it, like when I got pulled up, I'm going to show you when I was promoted, but you still have a chance to get a lot of stuff. Like, you get awards for making the all-star team, for minor leagues as a starter, futures game, postseason, homer. You can lead everything because you only play like 4 to 5 teams in the AA. So it's not hard, and you can even win the championship season. Like, you still can go to postseason, so you still have like some runnings. But like when I got promoted, and you see, I made the all-star team in 64 games. All-star team, set the single season record of home runs. Team made the postseason, led the league in runs, led the league in RBIs, run rookie of the year, won Silver Slugger, won home run champion, and ended the season with the Mariners, and won the division series, won the championship series, won the MVP, won the World Series, and then signed a 2-year deal as a starter. Not a AAA starter, but as an actual starter, I signed a 2-year deal. So like, what I'm telling you right now, guys, it works. You know what I mean? But it takes time. Like I said before, once you figure out who's the low overall starter, proceed to having 1 year in the minor league to develop your player high enough overall than him, and then you will become that starter. And now, to answer anyone's questions, how does becoming a higher overall make you the starter when I have better stats than the current guy who is starter? Stats don't really apply when it comes to your skip. No matter how high your stats is, like I said prior, no matter how high your stats is, your skip is going to select the starter when it comes to postseason. So if you are dominating and better than the current person who's in your position, regardless on how that is, when you get to the postseason, he's going to select a starter. And if the starter just doesn't clutch up, then y'all lose the postseason because of it. All this is explained. I tried to like show you guys a little bit. I didn't really go into too much details with, you know, menus and things like that. If you would like a little bit more information about it, please put it in the comments section below. I plan on making 2 different type of series. I'm playing a two-way star, so I'm going to be playing a pitcher and I'm going to be hitting for MLB 21. So that's something, and I'm always an original catcher. So you'll see my catcher build. So I'll be playing 2 different builds and be putting out plenty of content. So if you guys want to keep up to date on how I start, because I'm going to be starting my road to the show series on MLB 20 in the next week. And I'm going to be using a pitcher. So if you guys want to be able to see how I'm going to be able to control the flow of the game and get called up as fast as possible and be a two-way star, keep your eyes peeled on the channel, my friend, because you're going to see some magical things happen here. Alright, that's all that I have to say. I appreciate you guys coming by. I'm so sorry about my constant stuttering throughout the course of the video, or me stepping on my words. I'm really tired, and I've redone this video like 6 times because I was messing up in quality and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.
Big ligas, los mayores.